It's Nolan.
Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Break. Winning, they win. Putting on me and my friends. Slipped up and set in the trend. Oops, I did it again. Winning, they win. Putting on me and my friends. Slipped up and set in the trend. Oops, I did it again. Winning, they win. Putting on me and my friends. Slipped up and set in the trend. Oops, I did it again. Winning, they win. Putting on me and my friends. Slipped up and set in the trend. Oops, I did it again. 100% I'm authentic. I don't get down with the gimmicks. I keep it real. Never get bothered by critics that never been out in the field. Don't care how they feel. Stand on my pride, I'm drawing a line. Making more money than y'all combined. You're spending your days, you're watching for mine. You're reaching your hand, I won't give you a dime. I drew the plays. Hitting the gym for the 2 days. People be coming with Q&As. I just revive with a new phase. I'm a survivor with through the maze. Read all these niggas, then turn the page. Nobody stopping me ever. I'm dedicated to having my way. I'ma get it, cause I'm so much better. I keep a winning mentality, turning my dreams to reality. Put in the work for my salary. Try to copy me, that does not flatter me. I'm the best, you can check my anatomy. When I rest, I'm recharging my battery. You been naked just like the academy. Take a pic, this is something you never be. Greatness. Quit playing, bitch, in my pavement. New nurse, I ain't got no patience. No money, I swim in that fragrance. New crib, I'm setting locations. Cooking up spill sauce on the apron. Clocked in, I don't need no training. My brain make all my statements.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there today. Now, y'all know yesterday we talked about Kendrick Lamar. We talked about the whole Dody6 situation where he came out on his live, I guess after he had gotten jumped, robbed, and things of that nature. He came out and said, you know, he got real stuff going on in his life. That feature with Kendrick didn't do nothing for him. You know what I'm saying? He got real stuff going on. Y'all acting like he made $1 million off the feature, all this stuff, right? Kind of discrediting it, kind of making folks, you know, kind of think that, okay, maybe Kendrick ain't really look out for him or what have you. I've seen some people that made reference to old interviews that he did in which he spoke a completely different tune regarding Kendrick Lamar's name, said how he looked out for him, how they were family now, and you know, how they had possibly worked on other records in the studio, but of course, Hey Now is the one that came out. So there could have been other stuff coming out. Could have had the potential to do a music video. Kendrick's been, you know, coming up with different treatments and things of that nature. Very active right now. All of these different things. Talked about how even when he was locked up back in 2020, Kendrick was out here looking for him, you know what I mean? And calling around all around LA, different neighborhoods to see what was going on with him. But for whatever reason, his tune has changed, right? Now, word on the street is that Dody6 did lose a child recently, last month. And, you know, that's definitely a traumatic experience, something that not many people walking this earth can really relate with. It's a very exclusive club that nobody really wants to join. Those that have lost a child, especially those that have actually gotten to, you know, be around that child, see them living and breathing, and then they're no longer here within a very short time period. I cannot imagine what that might feel like. So I do give him grace on that, and I hope that he and his family are able to heal. You know what I'm saying? But what I did see also circulating around yesterday was Brian Zizek, shout out to Z from Audio Mac. And he also talked about Dody6's publishing situation as to why, you know, he may not be seeing all of the possible benefits that he can get from this Hey Now collaboration with Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Now, as a quick overview, of course, Hey Now was featured on the GNX album, which I believe is eligible for like double or triple platinum or some shit within 5 months. I think it's double platinum eligible. Hey Now as a song, it peaked at number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. So we're talking about a top 5, top 10 song on the singles chart, period. This is a song that's also eligible for platinum certification. So this is a very successful record. And at some point, there will be a nice chunk of money available to him if he just kind of keeps his head down and gets his business in order, right? Now, again, Brian Zizik says his business isn't necessarily buttoned up the way that it could be. And we're going to dive into that today. And I'm also going to give y'all some of my own personal experience in this music industry, understanding publishing and stuff like that, because I literally, before making these types of videos, I used to have a course called Paid to Play, which actually taught artists how to get their business in order so that they can eat off of their music in case anyone ever wanted to listen to it. So we're going to give y'all a couple, couple little inside scoop secrets, not even secrets, but just like tricks of the trade to where you can know what you're getting into, right? And also what an artist in Doty's position could have been doing in the meantime to keep himself afloat while waiting on that money and waiting on that business to get ironed out. We're going to get through all of those things in this video because this isn't made to dump on dude. He's going through a rough time. He's got some other things, extracurriculars going on in his neighborhood that's not going well for him. Things I can't relate to because I'm not in that lifestyle. And, again, trying to show him grace, although I know he is lashing out. He did send that text to Adam22 saying that K-Dot is a bitch for not tapping in with him. But I don't think he truly means what he's saying, right? And I know a lot of people are ready to discard him, throw him away. And that's cool too, right? I'm not excusing his behavior. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's all right. But I am saying, let's just talk about the situation at hand. Also, before I get started on this, I want to say, Sony Music, man, I don't think they fuck with your boy. You remember I told y'all that Web Sheriff came on my channel and struck me about a couple months ago over supposed leaks that were supposed to be on the Some Sexy Songs for You Drake and P&D collab album, which those songs didn't even end up on there. But Web Sheriff, on behalf of Sony and Drake, struck my channel. We got that situation rectified. Strike got removed. We now have another strike from Sony Music, and this time it came from my Grand National Tour video the other day. Not for Kendrick, but for SZA, because she is actually a Sony artist by way of RCA. Played 40 seconds of her performing 30 for 30 with Kendrick, and they came and struck my motherfucking channel. So, yeah, Sony Music's definitely going to be a no-go. If it's not UMG related, and I know some people are going to say, oh, you're talking about UMG because of Kendrick. No, I'm not. If it's not UMG related, because they seem to understand the program over here, if it comes from the Sony pipeline, I'm not touching their fucking music on this channel. Not playing no concert footage, not talking about their songs. If you are a Sony artist by way of any subsidiary, you can't get no love over here till y'all niggas do right by me. I'm just going to be honest, because y'all niggas keep striking my shit, or y'all label keep striking my shit, and I don't like that shit. I don't appreciate that shit. They trying to get me took out the game. Fuck them niggas. Okay? Now let's get to Dody6. Brian Zizik says, rapper Dody6 is featured on Kendrick's Hey Now on GNX. To date, the song has garnered 139 million plays on Spotify alone. Earlier today, Dody took to social media claiming that the guest feature hasn't helped him. His publishing setup may be why. Okay? And this is a thread. So first up, he says, Dody6 is officially credited as a writer on the song twice. So for people out there that may have assumed that Kendrick Lamar wrote Doty's part on the song, that is not correct. Dody wrote his own bars, wrote his own lyrics. He's credited in the paperwork. However, for some strange reason, he's in there twice, which is going to cause some sort of delay and confusion on the back end administrative side, which could cause a delay in him receiving payments, right? He's talking about financial issues. Okay? So he's credited once under his legal name, Zarius Joel Cunningham, via BMI, and I'm a BMI affiliate myself, so I'm very familiar with how BMI works. And then he says again, he's credited as Dody6, listed as NS, which NS means non-society with no IPI number, which means really no identification, right? So the money is just lingering, looking for a destination. Okay? He says that's a problem when it comes to getting paid. I will enlarge it so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Okay. Let me see. Y'all don't see the whole shit though. Damn it, man. Hold on. Disregard all those tabs. That's where I get all the information to relay to y'all on these videos. But as y'all can see on the writers section, we have Jack Antonoff, who of course is a part of the producers on the record. We have Zarius Joel Cunningham, which is Doty's real name. We have Dody6 with that NS by his name. We've got Kendrick Duckworth. Of course, we know that is Kendrick Lamar. We've got Dejon Isaiah McFarland. I believe that's Mustard. And then Mark Anthony Spears, which is another producer for Kendrick, right? That's the writers on the record. And of course, when it comes to writers, not everybody that is in the writer section is necessarily writing lyrics. If you produce on records, you're also a credited writer for the composition. Okay, just giving y'all the information. Cool. Now in the publisher section, we do have Dody World, which clearly is Dody. So he should get some publishing royalties on the publisher side. There is a distinction between writers and publishers. The money gets distributed at the same times, but those portions can be different. Now, we don't see percentages to see how much percentage Dody actually has in this record, but I guess they wanted to put down all of his entities. You've got Isimo composition. We've got Songs of Universal. We've got Universal Music Corporation. And, you know, Kendrick is also a Universal Music publishing artist as well. So I'm quite sure that's why Universal is in the publishing space here. Okay. So, but the issue is Dody6 in the writers and Zarius Joel Cunningham. That's Dody showing up twice in that area, which will cause confusion on the back end. Z continues. If a writer is marked as NS, they likely won't receive performance royalties. They aren't being tracked or paid properly unless they affiliate with a PRO and provide an IPI number. A PRO is the ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, etc., right? IPI number is those numbers you saw by the name. It's your identification number within the system, right? And they risk having others collect on their behalf, either intentionally or accidentally. So this is where somebody could come in and take your money, right? Maybe a publisher has you as a non-associated act, but then they have you under their publishing company. Or if the money sits there too long and nobody collects it, it then goes right back into the ecosystem for all of the major publishers. They call that black box royalties, which means other people in the industry will be getting paid off of your work because you didn't properly collect it. Now, that could take some time. I think you have about 3 to 5 years somewhere in that margin. I think 3 years to collect and identify yourself before it goes into the ether. But after that time period, there will be no reversions. There will be no revisions. It's out there. Niggas will be stunting in your cash, right? So Brian goes further. He says on the MLC site, which is the mechanical licensing, what's the fuck? Collective, if I'm not mistaken, mechanical licensing collective. Yeah. Which tracks mechanical royalties in the US. Dody6 is listed without an IPI, right? Remember, up top in BMI, it said Dody6 NS, non-society. That's the problem. No IPI means no destination for the moolah. Okay? So he says a publisher named 10 Year Music is claiming 18% in his name. They've publicly promoted him as a client, so it's safe to assume the claim isn't fraudulent, which means he's gone out and signed a publishing deal with some company called 10 Year Music. I don't even know who they are. Never heard of them before. Let me go look them up real quick. So we're now on the 10 Year Music Discogs page, which is going to give us a quick overview of other records represented by them. You got Grimes. You have the Saturdays, Funkmaster Flex, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion's WAP is affiliated with 10 Year Music. Rihanna's Good Girl Gone Bad album. Amy Winehouse. The Saturdays, Kendrick Lamar, To Pimp a Butterfly. Good Girl Gone Bad Reloaded. Backstreet Boys, 50 Cent, Animal Ambition. Beyonce, Best Thing I Never Had. T-Pain, Revolver. Beyonce 4. So this is a big company. It's a very reputable company. This is not some backyard company just representing Dody. So they should be taking care of him, but for whatever reason, they have him under non-society while they're collecting 18% of his publishing. Very interesting. And as you can see here on the MLC listing, on the bottom left here, Tenure Music, publisher, represented writer, Dody6, 18%, okay? Just for verification purposes. So now Z continues. He says, even if you're credited properly, which means even if everything is done correct, minor publishing mistakes or missing or incomplete registrations will block your royalties or route your money to someone else entirely. Registrations must be accurate and clean across your PRO, the MLC, and your publishers. That's the way that you're going to get your money in the quickest possible time with no delays, no need to call nobody up there and say, hey, can we get this expedited? Can y'all help me with this? Send an email correspondence back and forth. If you do it right the first time, your shit will be lovely, right? But Brian says, sadly, this happens all the time. A writer uses a stage name on one registration and their legal name on another. Their IPI isn't listed. A publisher files a claim for the wrong split percentage. The result, the artist is left wondering why they haven't seen a dime, right? Because until the companies get all of this information worked out behind the scenes, your portion that's, in limbo, waiting for the correct destination, waiting for the correct filing, that money's just going to be sitting there chilling. And everybody else that contributed is going to get theirs because they shit is flowing seamlessly. But yours is still, waiting on correction. So they're going to hold on to that money until the corrections are made. So Z says, to avoid ending up in this position, here's a quick checklist. Join a PRO, ASCAP, or BMI. Get your IPI number. Register every song correctly. Use the same name and info everywhere. Review who's listed as your publisher. Monitor your MLC registration. And ask questions for clarity so that you know what's going on rather than letting people handle this stuff for you without giving you any information, because like folks, especially coming from the lifestyle he comes from, he may not be as interested in learning all of these things. Remember, Nipsey Hussle was also an affiliate, but he was hands-on with his shit, right? He taught himself how to record himself. He taught himself how to engineer himself. He taught himself how to get his companies in order, get his businesses, his LLCs. He learned investments. You know what I'm saying? He was reading books, learning about marketing, right? So he was very proactive in his approach. Even though he had a background, you know what I'm saying? He still was about his business, and he didn't want anybody to do anything for him that he could not do for himself. I could pay you to do it, but I need to know how to do it first so that I could keep track of what the fuck you doing over there. Because if I need to fire your ass, whoop your ass, or anything in between, I'm knowledgeable about the subject, right? That's how Nipsey handled his shit, but not everybody is like that. You feel me? Now, the reason why all this stuff is like super important is because the performance royalties on a song as big as Hey Now, if that song gets played on the radio, you would be entitled to royalties. If that song, even though he may not even have a hand in the masters, the fact that it's being streamed at such a massive rate, I think they said 139 million streams on Spotify alone, there's a trickle down effect going to your publishing from that as well. You know what I'm saying? The fact that Kendrick Lamar is even performing those records at the Grand National Tour, whether Dody6 is on stage performing with him or not, as long as those performances are getting calculated, there's publishing money that Dody is going to get for those performances, even if he ain't there. This is stuff that a lot of artists don't know about, though. You feel me? So you got to think, if that song gets played on TV, if a music video comes out and the YouTube views rack up, you eat off publishing royalties from YouTube as well. When fans are listening to that record on Instagram stories, Facebook Reels, TikTok, all that type of shit, people playing the music and everybody does the little trends and shit. Publishing royalties come for that too. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of money on the table, especially for a song that's up for platinum certification, that he's gonna miss out on. Now the problem here with Dody is he doesn't understand how this stuff works. Kendrick may have gave him a lump sum of money up front for the feature. Who knows how much he may have paid him? I seen some people out here saying that, you know, he was out here flexing, you know, the first couple weeks when GNX came out. So they felt like Kendrick might have slid him a little something and he ran through that bag. But the problem is publishing royalties take time to accrue, right? If you're going to get paid off the money, people have to go out and collect that money and make sure that it's all in the pot so that everybody could get their share, right? Which could take anywhere between 8 to 10 months. So now this album dropped. When did it drop? November? You riding high off whatever that money was that Kendrick slid you. You out here renting cars, getting jewelry, sliding out here, you know what I mean, doing whatever, probably trying to make it seem like you able to put the homies on. You know what I'm saying? Folks coming around trying to be friendly with you. Family you ain't seen in a while, they see you rocking with Kendrick, hear you on the album. Niggas want to go out to eat, you buying it for the whole crew, right? You just thumbing through the check because you got it. Not knowing this money really got to last me for the next 8 to 10 months before the other money start coming in, right? So you ain't really got shit going on. But as other people compared to AZ Chike, Lefty Gunplay, even Hitter J3, these are artists that once they got on the project, they started promoting the songs, doing other songs, releasing music, getting their shit together, signing deals, right? All of these different things. For Dody, I mean, he made some moves too. I think right after GNX came out, he did a partnership with United Masters. Now, the only thing about United Masters is I don't know if they financially compensated him for that partnership, right? I don't know. Because, like, I think they signed, like, Brent Faiyaz for a few $1 million a couple years ago. But Brent Faiyaz is an independent tycoon. They signed Big X the Plug. Big X the Plug is out here working. He's performing. He's touring. He's dropping music damn near every 6 months. He's out here doing shit. Double XL freshman. You know what I mean? He's an artist. He's been dedicated to the craft of being an artist. But for Dody, he's been dropping music. He got songs with Hit Boy, but how much is he promoting that music? Is he going out and getting booked? Is he going out and meeting promoters and like doing walkthroughs? Because again, you got to have some income coming in. So it's like shit. He should have been on a motherfucking, I'm finna go perform Hey Now at every venue that's willing to pay me 10, 15 racks. You know what I'm saying? I take 8, I take 6. I come perform Hey Now 3 times, perform 3 of my other songs, put together a 15-minute set. I'm finna hit the fucking ground running, bitch. That money K-Dot gave him, whatever that amount was, that could have been his investment towards hitting the road for 2-3 months. You just got to know how to do it. You got to know how to actually run your business as an artist. But again, if you coming from the street to the game, what Jay said, I'm just trying to give you some game, how to navigate from the street to the fame. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't catch on. And if you don't have, again, like I said yesterday, if you don't have the right support system of people giving you that information and you're receptive to it and you have in your heart of hearts, this is what you really want to do. This is where your desire and your passion lies. Because a lot of niggas do music, but a lot of niggas' heart ain't in this shit. A lot of niggas don't really believe in themselves to really pop it off like that. They have a knack for words and might have a, when you come around, niggas treat you a certain way because of your aura, and you feel like, yeah, I'm really an artist. You're not really an artist until you really learn the business of being an artist. You could be an artist, but who gonna be eating off your art? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the situation at hand. And then of course we have the extracurricular stuff with his lifestyle. People claim he's, you know, got narcotics in his system. I don't know of any drug use. I'm not gonna put that on his name, even though he told Adam 22 to say he's on meth. I personally at this moment don't believe he on that mega death. Till y'all could show me a history of him, you know, partaking in that specifically, because that's a heavy one. That's a hard one. You know what I'm saying? That shit'll knock your ass out Fenway. So I need some proof before I say that man is on that. But again, these are just things to be aware of. You know, he could be getting sound exchange royalties from all these internet, Sirius radio. You know, Sirius XM been playing Kendrick every fucking day since this album dropped. Money should be coming in from sound exchange out there, bitch. It's so many different ways. And again, you gotta wait your turn till they get it right. And if somebody improperly did your shit, yeah, you'll be in a tough position. But the money is there. The money is fucking there, bro. And to crash out and disrespect the person who put you in position to where even after you fucking crash out, you're still gonna get paid. I think he's gonna be looking at things a little bit differently in 2026 when that money actually starts making its way to him. Just an unfortunate situation, man. But this show is called Inside the Industry. I love being able to talk about these types of situations. It's not often that I do these days because there's so much other shit. Niggas want to argue back and forth, diss each other, go have beef. You know what I'm saying? Which is all cool. It's all entertaining. But Inside the Industry, you know, the thought process behind this show originally was to give game about the industry from a real standpoint, or like a business standpoint, survival standpoint, how to feed your family out off this shit standpoint. So it's always nice when I can ingratiate that angle back into the show every once in a while, okay? Bitch, if I was on motherfucking GNX, nigga, I wouldn't be turning that shit. I'd be performing at goddamn colleges. I'd be performing at birthday parties. I'd be performing at bar mitzvahs, quinceañeras. Bitch, don't ask me where Kendrick at. I'm one half of the record. I'm gonna do the whole shit. I'll be performing that nigga shit. Are you kidding me? I'm trying to I'll be at family reunion. Hey, slimy 3K. I'm at the family reunion, bitch. Y'all gotta spend hella money on food anyway. Y'all got it. And y'all gonna get a piece of Kendrick, not Kendrick Lamar, but y'all gonna get a piece of it. You know what I mean? Walk around with that stick, just pay me 3K. Think I won't drop the low K? But again, if that's not your habitat, if that's not your wheelhouse, it's easy to get confused. It's easy to get taken advantage of, and it's easy to look around and be like, man, fuck this shit. It's a rough situation, man. But let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I will catch y'all on the next one, man. Any artists out there interested in learning this type of stuff, I don't do consultations anymore. I'm not available for that stuff anymore, man. My schedule has changed tremendously, but on realjnolan.com, you could go get my book series, The Pen Game Portfolio, Volume 1 or 2. I recommend 2 because it's much longer and more in-depth. It teaches you all about the music industry, top to bottom, from the early days of fucking selling lyric sheets to now. Gives you a breakdown of the different distribution companies out there, who I think is good, who I think is gonna rob you, how to select your manager, the whole shit, man, because I done been through the whole shit. All right, trying to tell y'all, man, I got a song on Power. I ain't even told y'all. I got a song on Power. I've been trying to get on Power for years. Where 2 weeks ago, this artist on Power who, because you know that every now and then they have people like performing on stage. You know, one of the plugs on the show is getting into the music business. So they found this white boy that's like rapping on stage, and he did a song called "Get Up." I actually wrote that song, and it's being performed on the show. And even in a situation like that, they just played it on TV 2 weeks ago. It's probably gonna be damn near January or April before I actually get paid off of the publishing side of writing that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm speaking from experience. I'm not talking out my ass, man. This is stuff that I've been on. But I don't want to have to go through it again. But a nigga diss me, I will. You know, I would love to show it to y'all, but of course, that's copyright issue with Stars and Lionsgate. They gonna knock that shit down like the Kimbe. But yeah, go on realjnolan.com. Check out my books, The Pen Game Portfolio Volume 1 and 2. Or if you're more of a visual learner, you could go through my course called Paid to Play. You know what I'm saying? And it's a video course that gives you pretty much the same information on how to get your money, collect your cash, man. And I ain't charging niggas out the ass for it. You feel me? But I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Much love and respect. Be sure to like and share the video. Becoming the Insider. I'll catch y'all in a minute. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. But drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they died of me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.